Stand by. On the air next. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. On the air next.
It's the TK and DK Show.
Please stand by.
Now it's time to go online. Hello, it's all about the internet.
www.pkndk.com. Forget.
The PK and DK Show. Your average everyday couple fight and make up on YouTube. Welcome to our dysfunctional life.
All right, let's hope everything works, man. Let's hope everything works. Every time I come into this room, it's like my worst nightmare every single time, man. Every single time.
This should bring you happiness.
No, it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. How you doing, everybody?
Hello.
Come a little closer if you don't mind. Come a little closer. Let me send you over to the wonderful Denise.
Hello. Good Wednesday.
Hey!
I'm so excited to be back. It's
Pour
been
some wine.
weeks. Oh, already done.
Pour some wine. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to discuss. We're going to try to get to the Smeester on here in just a few minutes. We got a little conversations with him about the Europe trip. Apparently, word has it that some stuff went down in Houston.
Oh, apparently,
So if you got any questions, you can hit us up on the chat. Of course, that is PK and DK. That's how you can access the chat there. A little birdie told me there's some stuff that maybe some stuff happened. Was that my tag?
Yeah, I was hanging out.
If you are not, if you're watching this, because we got an app, and you got to get our app. You have to get the app. The app is awesome. It looks like a 6-year-old designed it, but and it's free.
Because it was PK.
Watch your mouth.
No, that's a good thing.
It doesn't sound like a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Oh, okay.
We're starting the new year off on the right foot, the left foot, and a kiss.
Oh.
Can you turn my headphones up a little bit?
What about now? Give me a test.
A little bit better. A little bit more.
Is this you, or am I turning? Is anything happening?
Nothing is happening
Well,
except for outside of my headphones.
Well, what are you saying? A little bit more.
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
A little bit more. No, that's good. A little bit more. Bitch, is that doing anything?
I know.
I'm turning the wrong knob.
Oh, okay.
All right, no.
No B words today.
No, we're trying. What? No, that's part of the show. That's gotta be.
You can call me a bitch.
Is that new?
Hi.
I didn't realize that was.
You can't call me a bitch.
That was new. That.
PK, be polite. Remember your new name in 2017. Tell everybody in the chat.
It's Positive Pistol Pete. I'm just shooting out positivity. There is a lot to talk about, though. Is everything? What is everybody saying in the chat? Can they hear us? Okay, is everything all right? Is the levels good? Because I just want to get by through all the technical stuff before we really dive into some of the stuff. We will, though. Go ahead.
A little low. I'm a little bit low still. I can hear better. I personally can.
Are they saying they're a little low, or are you saying you're a little low?
They're saying it in the chat. Honeybee. Sounds good. All good now.
All right, good.
Thanks, guys.
All right, cool. Let's try to get Smeeze on too, because Smeeze is our unofficial producer. He would be the official producer, but as much as we love the people here, they're too cheap to bring him on right now. So he will keep us honest about the Europe trip, and we do have some things to cover about the Europe trip in the spirit of keeping everything to true as possible. There's a few things I definitely want to cover about this Europe trip.
Okay.
And I think that you guys are going to be entertained, because the first thing is Denise and how she almost got us killed when she proceeded to actually vomit.
Oh.
You thought I forgot about that?
Yeah, that definitely did not make my 2 pages of notes tonight.
This might be the best story of all time. I couldn't have gotten Kiki, get out of the wires! I swear to God, I will hit you. I wouldn't do that. I love Kiki. I couldn't have had a better angle. I actually saw the vomit.
Oh, that's disgusting.
As it left your mouth.
All right, this is a great way to kick off the show.
Right, and as it hit the random lady right in her face, and as the other lady started screaming, and where were we? Do you remember where we were? What was the country?
Munich. We were in Germany.
We were in Germany. So
yeah, the very, very first night.
So
kick that trip off.
I want to cover that. What's on your list of stuff from the trip? The Eiffel Tower I wanted to cover because that was amazing.
Well, I mean, I first wanted to start off by how we started the trip by airport running, as we always do.
Yeah.
And a resolution that I have for 2017 is no more airport running. No more airport running, PK,
No,
because
that's
that's
not good.
very stressful.
Yeah.
But a few other things. When we kicked off the trip, we started in New York City, and Shmeez took us to a few Russian bars. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that and how we always end up there. And the very first night when we were in Oslo, Norway, where did we end up?
At a Russian bar.
A Russian bar.
I actually did. This was kind of cool. Like, I was pretty excited about this. I thought it was going to be a little better than it actually turned out to be. But I did a pizza shot. So when the guy was like, because he had a shelf of infused shots, and I'm like, oh, man.
And infused vodkas. It was like,
yeah, it was
30
some at least.
I mean, we
least.
could get to more details when he gets on, but
just real quick. So I'm looking up, and as I'm getting buzzed, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I swear to God, he's got a pizza vodka shot. And if he's got a pizza vodka shot, you know your boy's got to hit that up, right? I mean, I have to. I mean, look at my shirt. I got the pizza shirt on right now.
Is that
he had one, and how he made it is going to make you vomit just listening to that story coming up in a few. Yes.
We had a question in the chat if that was a sweater or a t-shirt.
This is a suit. Come on now, guys.
Suit.
This is my...
It's a suit.
How would you describe it for the people listening to the podcast? Hopefully that's working as well.
It is a long sleeve pepperoni pizza shirt. And if you look in the center of it, there's a tie. So it does look like it's a suit and tie pizza shirt.
What did I get? We were trying to find something to wear for our Jingle Ball concert.
Right, we're trying to find
Oh my God, that's
like,
something else at some
I know,
point maybe.
That was actually my number one thing.
We're going to talk about the Jingle Ball.
Yeah,
we have to have a conversation about the Jingle Ball and what you have written down. No, I was looking for an outfit for the Jingle Ball, which was our big station concert here in Atlanta. If you're not in Atlanta, because we have people from all over that listen to us. But because I'm kind of a heavy set guy, 2017 though, I'm going to turn everything around. Like, I'm going to bring it back in 2017. I swear to you, I am motivated. Day 3, I've been good.
Yes.
Going to maybe have a glass of wine or two just tonight, but we've been tell me you haven't been on point.
We've been very on point. Yes, I'm very proud.
But going back to the Jingle Ball, because of my heavy set ways currently, I went to the Nordstrom guy and I tried to find the trendiest guy that I could find, right? So I scoped it out. Like I walked, people were asking me, they were like, "Hey, sir, do you want some help?" And I'm like, "Not from you." And then what did you think of the guy that I found though? I finally found a guy. He was pretty trendy.
Yeah.
I think I made a mistake because he was way too skinny. Because the outfit that he picked.
I don't think that mattered.
The outfit that he picked, let me tell you this.
What he looked like honestly didn't matter.
I told him too. I was like, no, don't kid with me, my man. I'm like, I've been eating. I got to stand in front of some people. Can you make me look cool? And he picked an awesome outfit that worked better, I think, on a skinny person. Because he layered me up. And when I saw the pictures of us on stage, oh, man, that was the turning point of where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to still, go balls to the wall in Europe. But in 2017, I got to get my act together.
Okay.
I got to get my act together. Because you look good. Maddox looked good. Everybody looked good. And then there was PK looked like somebody's dad on stage.
Oh,
so
no, I don't
we're going to turn that around.
So.
Is what I'm going to
I
say.
don't think
We're
so
going to turn that
all.
around. And at 2017 Jingle Ball, your boy going to be sexy. There you go. Is there anybody out there that actually believes that? Hey, watch the chat as well, because I had to piece some stuff together in here. But what's happening on the chat? I know I saw John.
We definitely need to do a roll call.
Why do we do a roll call? Because the people must be heard.
What up? We got Brandon. We have Dario, Edwin, Sarah, Jennifer, the Transporter, Baby J, Trisha, Sherelle, Alan, M. Gomez. We have 713, Anita, Low Key, Lens, Ken, Tyler, Honeybee, John Donaldson. And don't forget, we got 6 lurkers.
Lurking. My boys, they be lurking. My boys, they be lurking. My boys, they be lurking. We lurking.
You don't have to be lurkers. We don't bite. Sign in
sign
so you can
in.
talk to us. Sign in so you can talk to us. Smeeze, I saw you called. Call me back, bro. I got my eye on the monitor now so I can answer your call. But I did see
good.
you
He's
called.
not in the chat, but I'll definitely...
people got things to do.
No,
and stuff.
what kind of producer doesn't show up in the chat room? He's fired.
Well, what kind of host asks him to do the show 5 minutes before we go on?
Yeah, it wasn't even the host. It was me.
Yeah. And then that's something else that I wanted to talk about because I've got so many videos and pictures from our Europe trip, and I gave myself like an hour and a half to get the studio set up, and I'm like, it's gonna take like 5 minutes, and then I can dump the pictures down.
No,
we were late. We were late again. So I'm going to have to do some of the pictures and videos next week. Next week, I'll have some of the stuff from Europe. So you'll hear some of the stories this week. The next week, I'll have some of the videos to see. And I'm telling you, they're pretty... I'm trying to think, like, I don't want to miss, like, any of the epic stories. I mean, at one point, and this is probably one of my other favorite stories. I gotta get used to the actual like switcher monitor board for the people watching the show again. So please excuse all when I'm talking and it goes to Denise.
Oh, that's all right. I'll smile.
But at one point, one of my other favorite stories from Europe is when Smeeze opened up the Uber door and hit one of those pedicabs, and it wasn't like the dude on a bike. It was, I think it was like, it wasn't like an electric pedicab.
Yeah, it said it's a tuk-tuk.
It was a tuk-tuk.
Yes, and it's like, I mean, it's not a bike by any means. It's motorized. There's no reason why it should have been in like the bike lane, but again, more details.
Dude almost took the door off. You had the dude in the tuk-tuk arguing with the Uber driver in France. I know no word. I didn't come back. Like, when I go to a place, I like to... Oh, here we go. Hey, I think I'm getting Smeeze on here. Let me see if we can get him as well, because the more the better. You know, he can keep us honest. What is this saying?
Do you want to show other participants
wait,
video?
so there he is.
What up?
There he is.
Do you miss us? You
What up,
spent
bro?
like 3 weeks with us, and you haven't seen us in like a week.
A whole week. I don't know what to do with myself.
I know, but don't worry. PK has his pizza shirt.
Yeah.
Turns out PK's turned into a giant pizza.
Yeah. I'm turning it around, bitch. Watch your mouth. I'm turning it around. Can you hear us okay? Is everything good?
All good.
All right, cool.
Right.
All right, so let's see. Before, I guess the first thing I do want to say, because I know that a lot of people have been hitting me up with questions regarding the Houston situation.
Yes.
If you have those, we're gonna run down our Europe trip and then just put them in the chat as soon as this is done, and we'll address what happened in Houston, because a lot of people still hit me up. And did you see the article? Smeeze, I don't even think I sent you the article. Like, I was the top story, the top media story of the year in 2016 last year. Can I get some respect, please? Yo, there's some anchors that got fired, right? You know where they were on the list? Number 3. Yo, boy. I'm like, what? How did that happen? So we'll address the whole Houston situation coming up. Where do you want to start on the Europe travels? By the way, can I say it was us 3, 2.5 weeks? Did you get tired of us?
No.
You didn't get tired?
Don't lie.
You didn't get tired?
No, I didn't get tired of y'all. I mean, you know, there were certainly some times where I wish certain facets of your personality were slightly different, and that kind of wore on me. But no, I didn't get tired of y'all.
Like what? Let's be honest.
He got mad. He got mad that
I didn't get mad.
It's what you get mad about too. It's like, because I joke around, and then people just take it to heart, and I'm like, I'm just joking around. Like, calm down. How am I supposed to know when I can and cannot joke around?
Like the very first thing you said to Shmeez, instead of "Hey, how are you?" You're like, "Bitch, blah blah blah." Like, that's how he said to me. That's how he said. Yeah, I see his point.
That's the personality. What? Let me ask you. Explain. Go ahead. The worst part of traveling with us too. Go ahead.
Well, I would say if the two of you alone went on any, like, let's say a Europe vacation for 2 weeks, it would be visiting the insides of restaurants and bars the entire time. So you'd wake up, you'd go have an amazing lunch with an amazing bottle of wine. It would spend about 3 hours. So about 6 o'clock in the evening, you'd be done, because you'd get there about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then you guys would be like, oh, let's go have a couple beers before dinner. And then you go have a couple beers, and then you'd be like, oh, no, let's go have a dinner. And you go find a dinner. And then you'd have 2 more, 3 more, 4 more bottles of wine, and then you go to bed. And then you'd wake up at 2 in the afternoon, you'd do it all over again. So, which is great. I mean, that's a fantastic way to check out of life forever. But when you're traveling to places that you should really be seeing stuff and appreciating, it kind of, I want to get after it. I want to see some stuff and then drink afterwards. So that kind of drove me a little bit crazy.
Oh.
I want to address.
We're lushes.
Yes and no. I want to address a little bit of that, because I really honestly was thinking about that. And I think tell me if I'm wrong. You had to explain to me about, like, why certain paintings, because I asked a simple question of why do certain things end up in museums like the Louvre and some of them don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because when we were walking down the Louvre, there's certain things that are amazing. There's certain things you just have to see. First of all, the Mona Lisa you have to see just to check it off your list, because it's just it's the most famous painting. Is it overrated? Whatever. That's not for discussion. You have to see it because it's there, right? But when you're walking into a room with a bunch of other paintings that you've never heard of, they all look the same, and they all look like grandma died and an antique sale happened, and then there they are, So you had to explain to me that you need to know the stories behind the actual paintings, which I really didn't know a lot of, So when it comes to going to a lot of the museums, unless it's something crazy or maybe I need to do the tour guide or something. Like for me, I love traveling. To me, the best part of it is meeting the locals. You do that at the bars. You have a couple of beers. Everybody loosens up. You have great conversations. They tell you where to go, how to do the local stuff. Like, to me, that's the highlight. Not necessarily walking into, like, the one museum that we went into, I think it was Munich, right? And I'm not dissing anybody.
No, that place sucked. That place definitely sucked.
Place was awful. It's garbage, right?
Yeah.
But I guess that's what I'm saying. I guess I want to have that appreciation. I just don't know, like, maybe we need to go for, like, a longer time? Does any of this making sense?
But here's the question. What was your one favorite thing off the trip?
ABBA.
Honestly, was experiencing the world. I know this is gonna sound cheesy, but like experiencing the world with you guys. It's like even when I'm irritating you guys, like to me that was fun. That was. I would say no. You know what? Let me not cop out as well. Are you talking about like things to see or rephrase that?
What were things that you were like, damn, I'm so happy I saw that? You mean like top 3 favorite things that you like visually saw or experienced?
Top 3 things. I would say the Versa, the ship was Vesa. The Vesa, is that what it's called? What is it called?
Vasa ship.
Vasa ship. You know, that's probably up there. I mean, that's a hard one.
What happened to your favorite monument of all time?
Oh,
I know,
the Eiffel Tower for sure. The Eiffel Tower for sure. And I would say, Notre Dame's.
There you go, Notre Dame's. Okay, so let's take those 3 things. Okay. None of those 3 things are inside of a bar or a cafe. Right, so it's not like you have to go to a museum, but there are things there, even if you walk down like a famous street or do whatever, that's not just a pizza joint down the street that you're eating pizza and drinking beers at. That's my point. I'm not saying that, you should be going and seeing all the boring shit you don't want to see just because somebody says you have to see it, but there's so much there to experience and see. You should get after it a little bit in the morning and kind of knock it all off the list and then go get as hammered and full of pizza as you want.
True, but you also have to understand another thing, which is because I know you were on us because we were sleeping. Like we to be fair, we went to bed at like.
I'm pretty sure Shmeezy got an album of us.
We'd go to bed at like 1 a.m. and wake up. What time do you think we woke up?
Probably noon. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not even. I mean, like, and you're talking to 2 people that always have to wake up at like 3 a.m. So. Every single day for us starts with, oh my God, I have to get up right now. It's never like a gradual wake up of like, all right, it's morning time. I'm going to make me some breakfast and take a shower. No, it is always straight hell when we wake up to go to work. The alarms go off and it's like, God damn, I hate mornings. So like when we can sleep in, we want to sleep in a little bit longer. And I think, you don't think there's like a fair balance of being able to get some wine, go to the How do you feel about all this?
I know. I honestly, like as tired as I was, I knew that we only had a certain amount of time in a certain amount of cities, and when it came to the trip, like Shmeezy, you get all the credit for planning everything because we've been so busy. I haven't had time. Like the only thing I had time to do like 2 days prior was like look at the weather and make sure I'm packing everything okay. But when it comes to like my favorite things to do, I had like in Stockholm when we visited the ABBA Museum, which was very interactive and fun. Also all of the Christmas markets, because being in Europe during Christmas time is absolutely stunning and gorgeous with all the Christmas trees and the lights and the markets and the people getting together, as well as like the Hofer House in Munich or the Louvre and the Eiffel Tower, of course. But I mean, just experiencing, it's very important to wake up early, even though like I know I didn't want to. My body could have slept in for like 24 hours, but just to be able to go out, you only have like 2 or 3 days, so you have to go out and see those things and experience it. And then I'm sorry, but you just are tired when you get back. Like we only have a certain amount of time. I'm not gonna sleep in all day and then miss possibly like 5 different things that.
But he's saying that that's what we did do.
Well, yes, I feel like we could have seen a little bit more. I don't know.
What do you think we missed, Ilya? What do you think we missed?
Well, I don't know what we missed. But so like whenever we took boat tours and bus tours or whatever, like the hop on and hop off kind of situations, like if we would have done that maybe in Stockholm, but have done that not at 1 o'clock in the afternoon when there's 2 hours of sunlight left, but done at 8, maybe we could have gone to whatever. I don't know what's there.
Yeah.
But the bus would have taken us to that thing and we'd be like, well, that looks cool. Let's check that out. I don't really know what's there, but doing these trips and stuff, I figured to where you kind of got to suck it up and be really tired one day and then just wake up kind of early-ish. I mean, like 9. That's not even early, like 9 and get out of the house.
For us, you got to respect the fact that 9 o'clock for us is like Jesus. on the trip.
But
on the
9 o'clock in the morning there is like 5 a.m. or whatever at home.
Yeah.
So that's like you're waking up 2 hours. You're getting to sleep in 2 hours. Plus you're sleeping, 12 hours at night almost. And plus you're sleeping every minute that we're not walking or drinking on the trip. So every cab, every bus, every train, every boat.
Is everything.
every
museum, every meal.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry about that.
That's true. Favorite 3 things that you saw. Then we got to talk about Denise vomiting on that girl, how she almost got us killed. We got to talk about the dudes turning off the Christmas lights, climbing up the poles, and we were like, "Is this terrorists? Like, we don't know what's happening." You taking the door off of the Uber. We have to cover that. I'm trying to think. Is there any other stories that like are nuts?
Okay, how many times have you been looked for a man purse? It started at the airport.
We'll talk about
Atlanta.
the man purse. We'll talk about the man purse. But first, top 3 things. Somebody listening to the show, watching the show right now, let's say they're planning a trip to Europe. What's the top 3 things that you've seen?
Like on this trip?
On this trip, yeah.
Man, I feel like there's like 3 things in each.
And can I say this trip was bar none the best.
Run down like where we went for people who don't know.
Oslo, right?
We
Then we went to
Norway.
Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden, right? Then we bounced and saw our buddy in Manchester. Then we went to, was it Berlin, Munich?
Yes.
Right, Munchen. What did we call it? Munchen. What did we call it?
Munchen.
Then it was the place that I can never remember the name. Strasbourg, which I thought was awesome. Paris, and then that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So top 3 things. What do you think?
It's so effing hard to do, dude. I really like just walking around Paris, honestly, is kind of one of my favorite things just because it's cool. Like everywhere you look, there's like this old thing and that old thing and that amazing thing. I thought that was awesome. And then sneaky entry at number 2. I really like walking around Roussillon, France when we got stuck in France.
Oh, yeah.
Very true.
That was a sneaky one.
Was dope. And just like walking around and having like a extra night and sitting at some random Chinese food place and eating random Chinese people food was kind of awesome.
You know what's crazy about that? And then we got to do your third one as well. Don't let me forget because you know my mind. But it's nuts. It was crazy to me that there was such a cute little town that was right next to the airport. Because we got stuck in France for everybody. That's like, why are you guys having Chinese food in a small, We got stuck, like our flight got canceled, so we had to spend an extra day there in Paris, right? But the airport is, like 45 minutes outside the city?
Yeah.
So we ended up spending the night in this cute town. But think about this. How many airports have a cute little town like that right next to them? It's usually
the
crack
opposite.
hotels. Like, could you imagine if next to Bush International, you had to just flip it around. Let's say we were from Paris and we're visiting Houston, and we had to spend an extra night right next to like Bush Intercontinental, or the other one, or Hobby.
Yeah, is there anything in walking distance? They're like, yeah, there's a 7-Eleven, but you don't want to walk there.
Yeah.
Don't. I mean, that was one of the cutest towns, and it was like right next to the airport. It was insane, and yeah, we ended up having like the best. And that's something else that I don't think I told both of you guys. It's a tradition now. I feel like anytime we go on a trip, we have to end the trip with a feast that doesn't cost a lot of money, because somehow that always happens to us. Somehow we end up ordering something that we think is going to be like $200, and it comes back to like $80. Like for the entire group. So, what was the third thing? Your top third thing?
Notre Dame in Strasbourg was pretty badass.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was real cool.
Not even going inside of it, just looking at it, it was massive. And like everywhere in the town, it seemed like you kind of walked around and you could always catch a glimpse of the spiral up there. It was pretty awesome. And like the little foggy conditions, would kind of like fade in and out of reality. That was kind of crazy.
Did you get all your Snapchats deleted? What happened with your Snapchats?
Dude, so I had like a bunch of stories, and I tried on Snapchat to make it like you can add to your story another story, and then it puts it all in order. And so I added them all together, and it was 1,765 Snapchats that were all videos. So that's probably like
oh my god,
on video. And so I tried to add it.
There you go.
So I tried to add it together, and basically what it did is like when I downloaded one and I downloaded the next, if I had the same of the 2 snaps, it would just show this 2 snaps again. So I had to go in there and manually remove the doubles. And then I got almost all the way through, which took me like 45 minutes. And then it froze and turned off. And I was like, oh man.
my god.
Respect the hell out of Snapchat.
Yeah. I went back in there and I tried to get it going again, and then my whole Snapchat just crashes. Like, it opens for 20 seconds and crashes. So I tried to delete that file, but when I deleted that file, I deleted like the last 30 snaps that I took of the trip because they were like the last piece.
Yeah.
So I have most of them still, but I'm missing like a chunk, I think.
I got a bunch of videos, and I think we have a 3-day weekend coming up. So I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna force myself to sit down and do something. So, because I did you like compared to all the other trips? Because every Christmas we take 2 weeks and we do Europe. We try to see the new different cities and stuff. Our buddy lives there, so we like to visit him, and it's just such a great time for the people that have been following this show. Now, this was like the third trip. Like the first show in January, it's usually, remember last year, I think
last year
Smeeze
you
was
filled in for me.
You were filling in for Denise.
Yeah, I was at a work trip.
When it comes to the other trips, how did you think this one rated up there? Like because before we did Prague, we did Spain, we've done Italy. Like, where do you think this one rates?
Pretty high. I mean, last year I thought was awesome.
Again, I go back to the people that are listening or watching. We've now, having done this for so many years, if somebody goes for like a week and they want to do 3 countries, out of every single place we've been to, what 3 countries would you go? Where would you go? I would say, and I'll go first to give you guys a second to think about it. Italy, for sure, France, and I would go to Prague. I don't even know if Prague is a city or I think Prague is a city? Prague is a city.
It's a city, yeah.
Check.
Prague is a city, right?
Check, yeah.
Yeah. Close for me. I would say definitely Italy. I think I could spend a year in Italy and have a great time. And then France is just great. It's got so much cool stuff, even the little cities, but so does Germany. And then I really like
3, bitch.
I know.
3.
Oh,
3.
I don't know.
Denise. I'll come back to you, Denise.
I would say Lisbon, Portugal, Florence, Italy, and Paris.
Is that 3?
Yes.
Are you trying to sneak some shit in?
No.
Okay.
Lisbon, Florence, Paris.
Okay, all right, cool. Lisbon, too. I forgot about Lisbon's a sneaky good one, too.
Portugal,
Yeah.
Lisbon's
Italy.
a sneaky good one, too.
Yeah.
Did you?
Gosh, I would spend a week plus in each city.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. And then we came back. Did I tell you we came back? Everybody's bitching. They were like, oh, you guys were gone forever. I'm like, we haven't taken a day off since March. And you're going to Europe. You can't go to Europe in a week. Because by the time you land, that's a day. You have to put another day coming back. So now you technically got 5 days.
Yeah.
And it's like by the time you unwind and try to like forget about work, it's, you're like coming back.
And to be honest, it's not, we did it. We try to do it more on the cheap, but it's not like you're driving to, Florida or the beach or something. Like, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a huge commitment. So, hell, if I'm going and I'm enjoying my time and I'm like,
if you don't hear
I'm
us
sorry,
next January,
but
it's because we
goodbye.
went on the next trip.
And they said no.
Yeah, and we still went on the next trip. I'll be damned.
Man.
What do you want? What else do you want to talk? You want to talk about? Where do you want to go from here? Let me apologize. Not really apologize, but let me say that you were right. You don't get that a lot from me, Smeeze. You were right. The people in Paris weren't. I was expecting the gypsy kids coming after my wallet, people being rude to me.
Right.
Like, I was expecting all these stereotypes. None of them came true. Like, it was just awesome. Everybody was nice. The food was great. I didn't have to ever worry about, where my wallet is. Like, I didn't have any of those things. Did we just, and I feel like we went to the touristy areas. Where is the misconnect there?
I don't know. I think what it really is French people, I don't know if nationalistic is the right word, but like in France, like they have different words for English words. Like they make a French word, like the word okay. I told you all this already, but like the word okay became a thing. And they were like, well, we're not saying okay because we're French. We're going to make a word for okay. So now it's d'accord. So it's like, what? When all other countries say okay, they're like, we're going to preserve our Frenchness, right? And so I think that kind of thing rubs people kind of the wrong way when they're a little bit snooty. So like if you get in a cab or whatever and you don't even say like bonjour or, like bonsoir, like Denise or whatever.
Yes.
Like as long as you say something, they're super happy. They don't give a shit if you can't speak English. But if you get in there and just start expecting them to know English, then they're like, who the fuck are you? So I think that's kind of where the misconceptions are. But I'm sure there's some mean people there. I've just never run into them. I've had a great time.
And it's a huge city. It's a huge city. You're going to run into, like, I think that, go to New York. You're going to run into mean people, like, within a half a second, Like, so it was great. It was awesome. We got to cover her vomiting on the girl's face, which was incredible.
Oh, come on.
That was like,
embarrassing.
Man,
Okay, that's horrible.
I know you heard it, but to see it, I'm telling you, I always go back to see it. It was like one of those moments that time slowed down. And I know it's like such a cliche thing to say, but I kid you not, time like, I'm like the iPhone on the 120 frames per second setting. Like shit just slow down. Because, and do you want to set it up like, because we ran into this club on a Monday night, completely random at like midnight or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're just walking home. The town is dead. Munich is dead. There's nothing going on. We're kind of, I don't know. There's literally nobody in the streets. We're just walking home. We've had a few beers, but we're definitely not, I mean, we're kind of drunk, I guess, but not that bad. We're like pretty normal. And we hear some music, and so our ears kind of lead us down this hallway in this kind of raised hallway that's kind of weird. And then we walk out, and there's legit 100-something people outside of a doorway just sitting on steps, smoking cigarettes, talking on the phone. And there's a bunch of people in this club/bar, whatever it is. And we pick in, and we're like, so we got to go in there, right? And we're like, yeah, absolutely. So we go in, and it's really long, and it's shoulder to shoulder of people. And at the very back, there's like a DJ, and he's got laser lights. But on the front, there's just a long bar with people hanging around just drinking beers. And so we're like, all right, well, let's just do a beer. This is so lively, I can't believe it. So I'm chatting it up with some German guy. And he's like, yeah, you guys found the right spot because this is where all the locals go, you know, the day after Christmas or whatever. So this is where it's really fun. And I was like, oh, cool. And so at this time, or do you want me to just tell my side of the story, or do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, no, and then I'll cut in like go up until like the beers because or the shots, and then I'll pick it up from the shots because I think like you heard it, but you didn't see that part.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna jump into something a little bit of. I gotta have a little bit of wine, bro. It's been a long day. So wine Wednesday, but keep going.
Yeah, so then Denise goes to the bar, and because she's a girl, so obviously everybody knows the girls can sneak up to the bar quicker. So we're like, hey, Denise, will you grab some beer? She says, absolutely. So she goes up there, and what's great is I have video of all this, dude. I was recording, so I'm recording a thing, and Denise is going to the bar, and she's asking, then I pan around, and I come back, and then she's got 3 beers, just 3 regular German beers. And then she takes it, and then she's like talking to him, and then I turn the video off, and then the guy next to me, maybe 2 or 3 minutes later, is like, excuse me, he's like, is this woman with you? And I was like, yeah, like, oh shit, what's going on? And he proceeds to explain to me that Denise won't take the bartender won't accept all of her money, and he thinks that she's too drunk to realize that she's given him too much, and she won't take the money back.
And at that point, by the way, just so everybody knows, Denise, she's like, hey, do you have any money on you? And I'm like, yeah. So I give her a 50.
Which I thought was a 20.
No, 50 is like...
I don't know.
Pretty close to the dollar.
In my head, I thought it was a 20 euro.
So for 3 beers that are like $2 a beer, just to put this in perspective, let's say 50 over there is $47. For like maybe $8 tab at the most, she gives $47. And the guy's like, here's your change. She was like, it's your tab! Woo! And the guy's like, nah. At that point, he like grabs you up because I missed it when he talked to you. So go on.
Well, that wasn't the bartender. That was just some bystander that thought there was a gap in the language, like there was a language barrier, and she wasn't understanding that he's not taking it. But she was understanding. She was just trying to give it to him, but he wasn't taking it. And so his solution to the problem was like, fine, I'll just charge you for 3 more shots, but I'm not taking all this money. And so then he gave us 3 huge, warm vodka shots.
Nobody chills shots over there. I don't know what it is.
They don't have ice, really.
Huh?
I don't think they really do the ice thing.
I know, but it's like so difficult to do. Do they not do shots?
I think they do, and most of the time we were kind of lucky to where they had the bottle already like in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
But other times it was just a warm, disgusting shot.
Not that time. So she gives us the shots, and I knew that I actually looked at my beer, killed half of it because I was preparing myself. I'm like, I don't know that I can keep this down at this point. I honestly, the club is so packed you couldn't go to the bathroom either. That's the thing. It's like the bathroom was down this because the skinny, like Smeeze was saying, skinny kind of bar club thing. I don't even know how to categorize it.
It's like shoulder to shoulder of people. I felt like and
there's no possible chance.
You couldn't even turn without like hitting anybody. Like you didn't have any personal space whatsoever. I do remember that. I
held my shot because I'm like, if I have to vomit, I don't have enough room in my glass. I was preparing myself. See, that's what you do with age. Comes.
Knowledge?
Wisdom.
Oh, wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom.
Okay.
So I'm like, if I throw up, I'm going to have to do it on the floor because there's no possible chance you can make it to the bathroom. There's 0 chance. And then my thought process was interrupted by looking up and seeing Denise take the shot And then did you turn to me and say I have to go to the bathroom?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
You turned to me and she was like if I'm here, I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, okay. So before I could even say that, she turns and Denise doesn't look down and just go for the floor or something. Literally, she turns and she's about this far away from the girl, if not closer.
Oh my God.
Right? And she's like, "Bleh!" And I'm telling you,
This is
I
so
saw the
embarrassing.
stream of
Oh my
brown
God,
vomit.
stop
And I'm like,
it.
it was vodka. How is it even brown? And it goes whoop, right? And it has the perfect little arch to go
That is
right in her
disgusting.
face.
That is disgusting.
Right
I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe you guys remember this
Oh,
part.
man, I can't forget that. That's the one thing I will never forget in my entire life because it hits her in the face.
Oh my God. That's
Not even in the
horrible.
shirt. Face, it goes down, and then her friend starts. I think she screamed first.
She screamed because I didn't see that happen. I was talking to this guy about Germany and stuff. He's like, "Welcome to the city," and then all I hear is, "Ah!"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Holy shit!" And all the music stops, and everybody looks over there, and this girl's like runs away, and I was like, "What just happened?" You're like, "Bro, Denise just puked in her face," and I was like, "Holy shit!" And so then Denise makes her way towards the bathroom through all these people, and I'm like, "All right, well, I gotta chug this beer." And
let me pause you right there too, because I had the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, we're about to get our ass kicked in a foreign country, or something's about to happen, right? There's no way we're getting out of this because the club was too packed to
move. You couldn't move.
To move. So, and then everybody saw Denise do it pretty much, because it's that packed, and it was like, trust me, a circle immediately opened, and they were like, holy fuck, oh my God. So I'm like, let's go. So I'm like, let's shimmy and get lost in the crowd and get the F out of this club as fast as we can, right? So I'm shimmying, and then I'm like, where the hell did Denise go? Denise isn't next to me, right? So then I'm like, oh my God. So I shimmy all the way back, expecting a punch to the face. I come back, and she's just hanging out. What was she doing? She was hanging out?
I decided that I was going to change my appearance because I still need to finish my beer. So I took off my glasses. I think I put down my hair or put up my hair. I took off my jacket and tied it around my waist. So if anybody looked at me, because they're like, I'm looking for a girl in a blue jacket and glasses. And then I'm like, well, now I don't have it. I don't know who that is.
Dude, I'm surprised. I'm honestly...
In my head, that's what I thought was the best policy. Not to say I'm sorry. Not to get out. Not to offer to pay for anything. Just to change my appearance so I can finish my beer and then go home.
So I come back dumbfounded. And I'm like, what are you doing? Are you trying to get our ass kicked? Can we get at it? By the way, Honeybee22 in the chat.
God.
I see you too. I'm trying to periodically check the chat. She's saying that I bet that girl tasted
Oh my
the
God,
vomit.
I feel horrible.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It was
horrible.
And it wasn't it was
That's
splatter
disgusting.
everywhere.
Oh my
It was
God.
you know those hoses that you can turn the nozzle and it's like a straight kind of, pressure? It was almost like a pressure shot.
Like a stream.
It was like a stream,
Oh,
yeah.
it's disgusting.
The proper wording for that is projectile vomiting.
Oh my God. Okay, I do feel bad that I really wish it would have happened on PK because a few years ago, we went up, oh man, was it 9 years ago now? We went up for PK for your birthday. And remember when you projectile vomited on me?
Yeah, no, I did.
So
Absolutely.
I wish I would have done that back to you, not to this poor girl. She didn't do anything wrong, and I ruined her whole night and maybe the rest of her week.
Oh, you
That's
absolutely. There's no
terrible.
coming back from that.
What a
There's no.
horrible person
It's not
I
like
am.
because even going to the bathroom, I bet you she had to brush up against everybody and get that vomit. So all these people have you vomit, and there's no coming back from that. It was not. It was not
You
like you
just
could take one
stink.
shirt off.
Painted the whole city.
And then we had two other days in Munich, right? Or was it Munich? That it
Yeah.
happened? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had 2 other days there. So I'm just waiting for randomly a girl to just smack you upside the face.
Right.
Right. I'm just waiting for somebody to be like, that's the bitch. It didn't happen, thank God. But I was just waiting, at some point. I
I have to admit, I would have deserved it. I feel horrible.
Oh, it's great. It was great.
I know you guys think it's funny, but
One of my favorite stories.
I'm shocked and I hate the story.
I love
That's
it.
horrible.
Why didn't you just look down?
I don't know, PK.
Just look down
Why
next time.
didn't I just leave the bar too, right? Why did I take off my glasses and try to change my appearance?
Hold on, what's up?
I was talking to this German dude. The incident happened over there. I was talking to this German dude here, and then I turn around and Denise is just standing next to me. And I was like, what are you doing here? And she was like, I don't know. And I was like, you went all the way that way. Why didn't you just leave the bar with PK? She's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, we gotta get out of here. So
Yeah, and then I come back. I'm like, what the F are you doing? She's finishing my beer.
Oh my god.
It was great.
It was awesome. It was awesome. That almost is rivaled. I don't know, man. It's a close tie between my two favorite things, which wasn't spending the day with you on the Eiffel Tower. That's a close. That's a third. That's a third.
Okay, no problem.
Vomit or taking the Uber door off with the pedicab. Like those two things are like hand in hand. Probably my favorite two things that maybe next to you losing your teeth last year. Like,
I mean, everyone.
We need to have a top 10 list of just shit that's happened in Europe because
Yeah.
I feel like these things don't really happen I don't know why they don't happen here. It's not like we get that out of hand there. I mean, yeah, we get drunk, but I don't know why these things don't happen here as much. You know?
Yeah.
It's the curse of Europe or something.
It's a numbers game.
How do you want to relay the Uber taking the door off story? Oh, almost taking the door off. A half an inch from taking the door off.
So we caught a cab over to the Arc de Triomphe, right? So Arc de Triomphe is like this big arc that's like, you know, whenever you think of France, you've probably seen it. It's Arc de Triomphe. And then around it has this crazy roundabout with like 1,000 cars, no lanes, so it's just a madhouse. And we're pulling up to it in the Uber, and I'm sitting shotgun, and Denise and PK are behind me. And there's so much stuff going on up there that I was like, you know, we're pretty much there. We're like, 100 feet away from the Arc. We want to take some pictures anyway. I don't know where my pin is actually taking us. And so I look at the Uber guy, and I'm like, it's fine if we just get out here. And he looks at me, and he's like, whatever you want. I was like,
Great impression.
and I was like, all right, but do you want to pull over like to the side a little bit? And he's like, whatever you want. And I was like, okay, because I didn't know, like, most Uber drivers want to pull over, to the side. And he's like, whatever, yeah, it's good. I was like, okay, man. I was like, well, thanks for the ride. I opened my door, and I opened it probably this much, and
Like
immediately, it's like, wow!
Yo!
And I was like, holy crap. I was like, what was that? And I look, and like this little motorized, it's like a pedicab, but it's motorized. So it's not like a ding, ding, ding. It's like, I had to pass this off the outside, and I hit him with the door. And I tell you, man, if that door had been like this much further open, he would have ripped that sucker right off.
Dude, that door would have been like, absolutely. There's like no coming back. You literally, what would you say, quarter of a second like earlier, it would have been done, right? It would have been done.
If he didn't answer my question so slowly, then, the door would have been gone. But I don't know. So I was like, holy shit, because that guy, that wasn't a lane. Like, everybody in France, really, for Europe, they just kind of flock. And so this guy was trying to go around us. That wasn't a lane. He was just trying to pass us up. And I'm like, I've been in enough cabs to when, before I get out, I always look back and look in the rear view. But I was exiting street side, and we're at a red light, and there was not supposed to be moving traffic to my right. So I just opened the door. And he hit it, so the little tuk-tuk stops, and they get out, and they're talking, and they're looking at the door, and his door's, like, dented in. And I was like, I don't know what happens in this situation. Like, the cab company's not going to pay you because you're an Uber, and it's your own car. And so they talk, and he comes back, and he's like, have a good night. Oh, man, I feel terrible.
Yeah.
How much money did you give him? Because I know you just pulled out some money. You were like, here you go, bro. And he was like, okay.
I just gave him €50.
Okay.
And,
it wasn't that much damage anyway, but you're right. If I'm telling you, if it was a quarter of a second earlier, like, it would have been Dunsky,
Yeah.
Like, and you think there was some damage maybe on the pedicab or whatever? Because,
Yes.
because there was...
Sure. And
You didn't even hesitate, bro.
Don't forget the worst part about the pedicab is because it is in Paris, and there was a couple who was like having a romantic time. I saw the blanket. I'm sure they had like champagne. They're having a romantic time, seeing all of Paris, all the sights. Oh, look, that was hot. Like, door. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Bound to happen, and they drive like that, man.
Yeah.
It was, man, what an amazing time. Like, I don't know that it could have been any better. It was awesome. Oh, the fight. We got to talk about the fight, yeah? Like, at some point, and I don't want you to say anything or myself. I want to get this 100% from Smeeze because, and I'll just set it up this way, all right? So we are in...
Munich.
Shit, was it Munich?
Still, yeah.
I don't think it was it
Yeah.
Munich?
Who's fighting?
Huh? The ring
What fight?
story.
The what?
The ring story. Throwing the ring at her?
Oh, yeah, that was in...
I thought it was after Munich.
No, that's in Munich.
Munich, okay. So Smeeze is like, all right, I'm going to
So
bed.
last night in Munich.
Last night in Munich, yeah. You're like, I'm going to bed. We're like, cool. You went to sleep or you lay down? Like, pick it up from there. And I just want your honest, like, reaction of how it played out.
But do you want me to? I mean, do you want me to?
No.
Do you want me to sugarcoat this?
No,
No,
not at all.
no,
Not at
no.
all.
All right.
Fucking go for it,
So
bro.
so this is gonna be my last story. Then I'm gonna eat some dinner.
All right.
All right. So and it wasn't our last night. We had one more day because remember he was walking around all day in the morning like searching for this thing.
Oh,
Anyway, so we went out. We got pretty drunk. We came back with like. We walked in the streets with beers. Remember, we got a pizza. I thought I lost my cell phone, which is in my front pocket. So that's where we were at. Like I had my phone in my hand. It was like, where's my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It happened.
What'd you say to that girl? You said something to that girl. She was like, what?
I went back to the pizza place and I was like, hey guys, do y'all have my phone? And they're like, what? And I'm like, I just lost it. And then I walked outside and I was like, well, this isn't good. And it was in my front pocket.
Yeah. This is after closing like clubs down, going to a pizza place, ordering some beers, and then the lady's like, you can take the beers with you. And we're like, what?
Oh, cool.
Yeah! So
Yeah.
we're
You
So-
guys had your pizza. I had my McDonald's. Okay, continue.
yeah. So
Came with like burgers and pizzas and beers. It was crazy. And so we sat there and we actually watched the Dog Channel, greatest channel on earth, by the way, which is just dogs and quiet music. And then we played. We had a puzzle on the floor, so we were putting the puzzle together, just hanging out. And so then I was like, all right, guys, well, I'm pretty tired and hammered, so I'm going to go to bed. And I felt like everyone agreed at the time. And I go to bed. Now, my bedroom is just like, PK and DK have a real bedroom, and then there's a living room, and then wrap around in the back, there's like another room, just doesn't have a door. So I was sufficiently far away from you guys, and I thought y'all went to bed, and so I fell asleep, and I was awoken by panicking, screaming, crying, yelling Denise. That was like in a fit of rage currently, and PK saying, "Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone." And Denise was crying, yelling, screaming all at the same time, and I was like, "What the hell?" So I was like, "I'm just gonna lay here, and they're gonna stop." It didn't stop, and then it escalated, and then the escalation turned into like some real heavy hitting stuff that was being thrown around there.
real heavy, right?
Yeah, and then at some point in time, I heard a ding, 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 and then fuck this, fuck that, this is what's over, whatever, and I don't know, I don't really remember exactly what was going on, but then PK ends up sleeping on the couch, which is like, 10 feet in front of my bed. And then Denise is in the bedroom, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm laying there, and I can hear Denise crying, and PK is just laying on the couch, like, "Argh." So I was like, all right, what the hell's going on here? Because this seems pretty serious. So then I get up, and I was like, what's happening? So I kind of get filled in on this situation, which was pretty much everybody's drunk, and nobody knows what's going on, and we got into a fight about nothing, in my opinion. And but not to you guys, because you guys were 100% sold that you're now getting divorced, it's over, you're quitting your jobs, everything's going to hell, you're going to slaughter and eat your dog, like this.
Hey, that's too far. That's too far.
And I was like, all right, guys, what are we talking about?
The dog is where you draw the line.
Yeah, so I individually end up asking both of you guys, I'm like, what are we even arguing about? And nobody can really give me an answer because PK is just saying Denise is being crazy, and I go to Denise, and Denise is like, and I'm like, all right. And so I'm like, all right, PK, Denise is freaking out, so you still love her, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, just get up, go give her a hug, tell you love her. And he's like, no, I'm not fucking talking to her right now. She's insane. And I was like, I think she is insane. I think you're right. But I was like, she's your wife, and you got to go fucking take care of this, which didn't get taken care of until about 2 hours later, and they finally, I think, hugged it out and then went to bed. And that was that.
She never. So she takes the ring that I
Wait.
threw, right, and hides it for like 12 hours, right?
I
to the
did
point
hide,
that,
yes.
and I knew
I
the
did
entire
hide
time
it.
you had it, but I'm like, I don't want to fucking get into an argument again, so I'm just gonna keep looking just to like ease into the situation. And I had it in my head. I'm like, when I recruit Smeeze to start looking for the ring with me,
Yeah.
and like we're lifting up the couch, then you'll be like, I hope you learned your lesson, but you didn't. So now have Smeeze
Hey,
looking.
thanks for filling me on in this joke. I'm over your wedding ring is gone, and I'm like, oh my god, how did we lose this? And I'm like thinking about unscrewing wall panelings and stuff, and like how we're gonna get through this. How are we gonna get this radiator off the wall? And she's got it this whole time, and PK knows that she's got it.
I didn't know for sure, bro. I knew. I thought I was
All
like
right.
90% sure she had it. But when you started looking and she didn't say anything, I'm like, oh shit, I don't think she actually. At that point, I started panicking, like, oh fuck, I lost my wedding ring.
So back up just a teeny tiny bit, because yes, I admit we were all like, okay, I admit I was completely out of line as well. But for some reason, I was so in my own ways, and I remember everything like I hadn't been drinking, but I remember the fight happening, and I remember it was over an email from the boss because we can't ever have time off. But it was like an email, and that's what set me off because PK, you decided to respond, and I don't know what you said because you did it to yourself, like you two instead of the whole group, whatever. So I just got annoyed. I'm like, don't respond when you're wasted. Like, don't email the boss. Don't look at your email. Like, this is not the time. This is not the time to get upset. We're supposed to be having a great time here doing puzzles, go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, whatever. And then I just got annoyed, and then it just all blew up because it's like, little, and
you know the thing is that women do though. Like I'm sorry.
Women do.
Yeah, that women do.
I wasn't finished. But.
Go ahead, finish.
And so like the whole argument happened, and I felt really bad because Shamiz, you came out, and I felt bad that we woke you up, but of course I think we woke up like the whole building, and then PK's like sitting there on the couch, and then you come out and like you're talking to PK, and you guys think I'm in like the room like crying my eyes out and having a hard time. And what I did is I sat on my ass and I like scooched like a child, like what I used to do like when my parents were fighting. I scooched up and I like eavesdropped, and I sat there for like a whole hour listening to you guys talk. And then you were really nice and be like, but you love your wife and she's fine, you know, she's just crazy right now. I'm like, I'm not crazy. And I'm like, wait, but yeah, I am being crazy. But then like the next morning, I'm like, well, you know, no one really had my side, so I'm just going to hide it. And when Shamiz goes to help look for the ring, I'm just going to laugh in my head because everybody was talking crap about me. Like, that's
because you were being nuts.
I know.
You're being nuts.
Saying that out loud is like absolutely like crazy. Like, who does that? But I don't know, for some reason I did. I remember every single little detail, and I couldn't go to sleep because I hid your ring like in my pant pocket, and I was like, I have it here, and I couldn't sleep. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Oh, I slept good. Let me ask you this though. This
right?
is something that like this is why guys are like, you know what, like if something ever happens to you, God forbid, right, I'm fucking done with women. Like I will never be in another relationship again.
Oh my god, that's what my boss.
I will just be happy with like a dog, or I'll get like a pet owl or some shit, and then just call it a day. No, I'm not gonna go to dudes. I'm just saying.
That's what my former boss did. He's like, I'm tired with women.
I'm just saying, for me, like, y'all are just crazy. You're nuts. Like, all I was saying that night, which I still remember clear as day, and I believe Smeeze backed me up on this just a second ago.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
You're right.
Go away.
Yes.
I don't want to talk to you right now. We can talk about this tomorrow. Just go away. Like, you just wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
Why do you do that?
I don't know.
Go away.
It's like a different mentality when that is all happening. It's like an adrenaline or something. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to go away. I'm going to fix it. Because then once like you did give me the hug, and once I felt like, oh, like, you know, we're going to be fine, then I'm like, I don't want to talk to you right now. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I don't want to talk to you tomorrow about this. We'll have
so you got mad at me because
later.
I apologized?
I don't know.
I ain't apologizing ever from now on.
Well, I just don't think we should fight ever. But
we don't. We have like one fight a year.
I did say that. I'm sorry.
We have like one fight a year, maybe a little more now.
I know, but
I think it's just because we're 24/7 together, and I think that it's a little tough, you know.
Yeah.
And when you put work in the mix and all that stuff, and then you have the stress of all that, you know.
But that all being said, please apologize to Shmeez. Like,
Shmeez.
I'm sorry. I know. Like I was saying, like, I'm never traveling with these people ever again. The damn, where's my purse? I need to find a man purse. And where's the pizza? And where's the wine time? Like, I'm just Kiki this, Kiki that, Kiki that.
Every dog I saw was a Kiki.
My God.
So I started saying Kiki, and then like foreign people would look at me crazy and be like, Kiki? So I'm like, oh shit, everybody knows Kiki now. Like, there's people that are wondering what a Kiki is, because like literally if I saw a dog, I'd be up next to somebody's face and I'd be like, Kiki! And like a couple ladies jumped. I mean, it was, dude, what a great time. Thank you, seriously, bro. Thank you so much for putting everything together, because you put all the work into actually making this happen, and the Airbnbs and oh my God! I know you got to go eat dinner, but maybe next week when I have the videos, we'll talk about how we got the Airbnb key in one of the cities where they left it in the Lost and Found. That's another great story. So
yeah, and then we'll cover how you had the key in your pocket.
Yeah, that is true.
there's so much to still get to. We'll pick it up next week. Thank you, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Shmeez.
All right, my man. See you later.
We'd like to take a second to thank you for watching our live show. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/PKandDK. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/PKandDK. We'll love you forever. Or until we forget who we are, like that cute couple in the Notebook.
Or say I'll throw the ring because he won't leave me alone.
Never
And
again.
Smeeze at one point that night was like, guys, there's neighbors.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Sorry. I have nothing else to say except for I am sorry.
That was good. That was good.
I'm sorry.
In the chat, I know, I'm sorry. I don't want to neglect everybody in the chat, but is there anything that you see that's just popping up before we jump into Wine Wednesday?
Women Logic. Sheesh, that's from John. Yeah, that's so true. Damien says, so glad y'all are back. Patrick, welcome on in.
What would you... anything else you see there?
Oh, just
do Wine Wednesday?
y'all are up to Fight 9.0. Well, in the new year, PK.
Positive Pistol Pete. Spitting positivity. No, it's somebody asked us the other day, they're like, how do you do it? Because you're 24/7, you work, you're home. How do you do it? It's challenging. There's times that it is absolutely challenging. I wouldn't want to have it any other way.
I will say, like, people ask me all the time, they're like, how do you do it? I'm like, well, I love PK. We have the same goals and we have the same aspirations and we know exactly what we want and we're doing it. But that being set aside, like, it's been 9 months, 10 months now.
I'm having fun. Are you not having fun? It's a good time.
I absolutely am. Yeah. But you're right. Like, when you're like, sometimes it is challenging, and it's not like that it's challenging in a bad way, but I'm like, come on, if like I see myself 24/7, like, oh my God, I don't see myself anymore. But I don't know, like when it comes to like work, like we both are on the same page, which is why I think that what we do works so well, because if I didn't work with you and you were doing this like by yourself, like then I would be like, you know, does that make sense?
Right.
I would be off on my own job doing like as much. Look, and like we're fortunate enough to be able to do it together, and we both have the drive. You know, do this
podcast was the basis, the absolute basis.
Yes.
This is why I was like, F Houston, I hate it here. Everything that we're doing is fake. People aren't their real personality. Like, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I remember going to work, and like every single day that I would leave, there would be like this weight that was lifted off me. And I'm not one of you guys know me, like for the people that have been hanging out with us now for 3 years as we do this show, or even before that on the Playhouse, I'm not one that believes in like foo-foo magic stuff.
Right.
Like even something as karma, I just do nice things just to do nice things. I don't do nice things because, whoa, karma's gonna get me.
Yeah.
You know, I just do nice things because why not, right? And I'm telling you, like when I leave that building in Houston, there was this weight that was just lifted every single day. And we're in a creative industry that's supposed to be fun.
Exactly,
so,
yes.
You know, like, so I enjoy, like, what we have going on and stuff. You know, it's challenging for sure.
Yes.
But, you know.
I 100% agree, but I feel like, I don't know, there was a lot of different things that happened, like, this past year, as you were mentioning. Us getting the job was awesome, and then we've, you know, gone through a few things, and now we're able to explore, you know, how do you want to say it? Explore and be able to do more content and do more things that are us. Does that make sense?
Like I wanted to do pranks. I wanted to bring back pranks for such a long time, and my boss now is like, "Yo, get the pranks." So I'm like, "What?"
Yeah. So I don't know, like you guys all in the chat or listening on the podcast, like PK back in Portland did these amazing. Was it pranks on the 10s back then, right?
Pranks on the 20s back then.
Okay.
And there's like a lot that like can't ever play anymore. But you know, like it's just fun to be. Look, to me, like I'm 38, turning on 8. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always gonna just have. I just like having fun. Everything is just too stressful in the world. So I've always wanted to do pranks, and now we have an opportunity to do that and to have some other fun as well.
Yes.
So
it's a little bit more like
awesome.
Relaxed and fun, like the whole everything that PK and I have like strived to do, like our ideas when we started like this podcast, like we're able to branch out and bring it to you on the radio as well. So
I see Raymond saying hashtag achievements, because back to the pranks on the 40s. Ken Johnson, was it on the 40s in Portland? Bro, you know, my memory
Ken
sucks.
Does.
My memory sucks, Ken. I'm not even gonna ever argue with Ken. And by the way, if you guys like to, if you're not in Atlanta, get the iHeartRadio app, which is awesome. Top music app in the App Store right now. But get that app and listen to us in the morning, and then you'll hear the pranks on the 50s, and then we're introducing some other stuff in there, and maybe some Dorian as well. If you guys do have any questions about Houston, I can now talk about that. My hands have been washed for a while. I know you guys kept asking questions. There was a period of time that I was still under contract, so I couldn't say anything, or they were going to yank my severance, and I knew they were just waiting to yank it because they were bitches.
No, I'm like, evil,
conniving bitches. And I'm not saying that just to be mean, right? Because I really don't care. There's people that I don't like that they just like whatever. I'm not gonna, call them names or anything. But those people were the worst of the absolute worst. So sorry that I'm not. A lot of people have been hitting me up on Facebook and they're like, oh my God, did you hear what happened?
Yes.
I'm sorry that I'm not sad. In fact, now you know why your boy said peace in March when he still had a deal until December so he could get paid while finding another job.
Right.
Because I knew in December some shit was going to go down. And did it go down? There you go. Wine Wednesday.
Oh yeah, it's Denise's Wine Wednesday. She don't know nothing about wine except that it make her feel good. Oh yeah, no credentials. Denise's Wine Wednesday. The following information gonna be pointless. Oh yeah. She don't even remember the wine
Dancing?
tasting she's been to. White girl.
All right, white girl drunk.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we cheersed a little earlier in the middle of the Euro recap.
Yeah, we did. I had to. The healthy eating is like,
So
we're doing pretty good though.
Yeah. I have an amazing chicken and vegetables and stuff. But
Thank you. You have been keeping me on point with the eating and making dinners and breakfast, and you have been a goddess when it comes to that. Thank you.
Oh, you are welcome. Thank you for saying that. That
Positive Pistol
I
Pete
know.
shooting right at you.
Okay, you can leave that part out. Just thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're
and
welcome.
cheers to everybody that, I know it's been a while. We had some problems with the audio on the app and all this crap. It's been a while. Thank you for hanging with us. We appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, love.
Love you.
Let's drink some wine. We'll get to some of your questions on the chat. Not too much, though. Big day tomorrow. What are people saying in the chat?
Yes. Oh, we have Maddox that just joins us. He says, cheers. I want to kill my liver tonight. Yeah.
Denise got mad at me because we went to the Viking Museum. And we do this yell at work.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, in the middle of meetings. If
not-
something positive
okay,
happens.
Come on. It's not just, yeah. It's very, a
Yeah!
little bit louder.
So we were in the Viking Museum, which is where the yell came from. And did I not do it justice?
No, you did, yes.
Formatics, did I not do it justice?
You sure did. And you got
Hell
it
yeah.
all on tape. Yeah.
Bernie Mac laugh.
Uh-huh.
Tours stopped. Security people started staring at me. And I'm like, Viking yell. But anyway, nice to see Maddox in the chat. Well, anything? Heard Ivan on the radio the other day. Hadn't stumbled upon that station in forever from 713. Anita, what happened with the ex-wife? Who's ex-wife? I'll address that. I'm just not sure whose ex-wife they're talking about.
Don't.
Because I don't think I had an ex-wife.
No,
So.
I know. I don't know.
Let me scroll up too. Let me get the right mouse and then I'll scroll up. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Do you see any other questions?
Honeybee says we've been deprived of our Wine Wednesday for a long time.
She's so awesome.
I know. Yeah, she asked if we could do double date or girl time.
Going back, it went down. Talking about Houston. I missed so much. I was late. What happened with
phone call this morning?
With that friend phone call from this morning? Oh yeah. We'll replay that tomorrow. It's one of my buddies. Was divorced for a while, and I didn't realize he was divorced, and it got ugly. So tomorrow we'll have like an update on that. Anything else? Do you see? Have you talked to Ivan? I have not talked to Ivan. No, I will talk to him. I'm not mad at Ivan. A little irritated, not mad at Ivan. I will absolutely talk to him, but Ivan's gonna have to initiate the phone call.
Okay, I don't think that's going to happen. But
well, then I guess I'm not going to talk to Ivan.
So here's the thing. We all know that, Ivan was basically my brother. Like, Ivan and I were super close. PK and I have been married. In March, it's going to be 8 years, which is absolutely insane. Out of those 8 years, I'd say 6 plus, Ivan was our roommate. And so we were really close. Before that, PK and Ivan go back to. But I think I am really close, or I was really close until we moved away last March. And, something happened where came to town, didn't say anything, but because of certain reasons,
hold on. I don't give a rat's ass. I'll say the actual story from my point of view. And if I'm wrong, all
right.
The lines are always open. Obviously, the Skype works. We could easily address it, right? It's always open. He's always invited. Like, I'm not... Ivan's always like I grew up with Ivan, so it's easily repairable. However, as you know, I'm very stubborn, so it's not like I'm gonna pick up the phone. When I said peace because of that situation, because it was so just nasty and fake and just it was just a bad
Wait, when
place
you said
to be
peace
in.
to what situation?
To the Houston situation.
Okay.
Like Ivan, let me back up. I'm sorry. Keep me on track too if I ramble. I'll go as fast as I can. Ivan I met in like 1999. We like came up together, right? Street team stuff. We'd hang up the banners. We started working together. I left that city to go start a morning show, moved around a couple of cities. Ivan went through a terrible situation and needed to get out of San Francisco. So I begged my boss for 6 months to get him the job, just to get him out of that situation. I just felt like that would help him out and it would give him purpose and he would be really good at that job. So like 6 months begging my boss, the opportunity came up and we were able to move Ivan up to Portland. So then Ivan and I did the show that I had done even before him in Portland for a while. After that, after like 6-7 years of doing that, the Houston opportunity came up and I said, I'll take the job, but I want Ivan. Ivan's got to come with me. I'm very loyal. Very, very loyal. Am I not?
Yeah, yep, you are.
Got to bring Ivan with me. So negotiated that. It happened. Brought Ivan to Houston. Houston, after a year, it was apparent to me that the situation was just bad. It was just nothing but ass kissing. We would be in the middle of interviews and you would have, my co-host running out because the boss walked in to say hi. And I'm like, we're in the middle of a fucking interview. What are you doing? Like the ass kissing was astronomically just next level, right? Everything was fake. It was just not the place for me. Like, it wasn't the place for me. I just want to have fun, be honest, have a good time, and genuinely help people, not for the press release, but to actually help people. Like, I'll never forget, we went to the children's hospital, and everybody's tweeting it. I'm like, I don't want to tweet it. I just want to be here and say, and do what we can do. Like, I don't want a press picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
that
I'm
stuff
just here out of like the
God.
genuine kindness of my heart. Like, I don't need a camera. I'm just doing this because these people...
Just the fucking worst there. So, I mean, after like a year, Ivan and I started like butting heads because he really wanted to keep that job where I wanted to do good radio. So, even one night we had a big blowout and you were there in the middle of the living room, and you were like, talk it out. And
I know.
Man, did we talk it out.
I know. I was like, you guys need to talk it because again, like coming from, so I don't know, it has been 8 years already, but like in Portland, we lived like I met PK and Ivan together. You guys were already like roommates, but I met you guys. We moved all into a house together. When we came to Houston, we lived in 3 different apartments together. I mean, we were all very close, but I knew like at work, things get really tense, especially when not everybody's on the same page. And I just felt like I could feel his tension. I could feel PK's tension. I was like, you guys, this is where we live. This is our home. This is our place of serenity. Knock it off. Figure it out. Like, talk it out because I'm tired of walking on eggshells in my own home. And so you guys did at that point.
Yeah, and it never really got fixed, honestly. It was just like a Band-Aid on a situation to where I knew I didn't want to be here. And he kind of just wanted to do, and this is not a disrespect or a diss, he wanted to do whatever was the easiest to get that paycheck, to go to work. He liked Houston. I love Houston. I'm torn. I love Houston so much. I just hated my job. Where he was like, I'll hate my job and get paid and just do whatever the norm is. And I couldn't do that. I always missed doing something that was funny and just genuine. And oh my God.
I love you, PK, but I still want to hear his point. Like, he's still, I don't know.
He's more than welcome. He's more than welcome. Right. And he was very encouraging about our PK and DK podcast when it started, as he would listen to it next door through the vents. So I will always have love for Ivan. Let's not get that twisted. All right. So so before March came around, we had a contract negotiation before that where we had a couple of opportunities. One of those opportunities was here. It was a couple of other cities as well. And at that point, he was like on board to leave. It ended up those opportunities
faded away.
It kind of faded away, but it also like we were ill-advised by an agent to stay in Houston. So you had a great job. I love the city, so I'm like, let's do 3 more years. So fast forward to last year, I've just had enough. I'm like, I know at the end of the year, there's no way the station is just a mess because in that 2 years, the big boss that really knew everything left. So the guy that was running the station left, and we were stuck with just idiots that would only hire their friends and people that wouldn't threaten them, right? So it was just a shit show where people that would get hired didn't know what like a thing about radio. Nice people, just not people that in that market size should have those jobs. It was just so bad. So bad. People that were qualified were losing their jobs. It was just, if you weren't on board on ass kissing, then you didn't have a job. And I'm like, I'm not going to ass kiss. I don't care. I at one point, I didn't want to do radio. You guys started sending me like job applications. I applied to NASA. To do the video work there. I applied to I made a video for a dentist at one point. Like, I was trying to find any kind of way out of that situation because it literally felt like the worst place on earth if you weren't part of the ass kissing club. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just absolutely the fucking worst. Like, I don't want to downplay that. So March came around, and we had a meeting, and the meeting was like, look, either 2 other people are going to get fired, or I know you're not happy, PK. Is this something that you'd like to, you still have a severance? And I knew that at the end of the year, station's gone anyway. So at that point, I'm like, absolutely, don't want to be here, with a smile to the point that they thought I was psychotic. Because I was so happy. Really? I was so happy. So they're like, do you want to get your stuff? I'm like, fuck my stuff. I had like nothing in there but like pictures of, a couple of pictures, So walked out with a smile. No, I'm sorry. That was December, not March. December.
No, that was December.
March is when we came here.
Right.
So walked out with a smile. At that point, Ivan had the choice. They told Ivan, hey, listen, PK, you and PK came here as a team. If you would like to leave with PK, you'll have the same kind of deal. You'll get taken care of for a while. And, we're all, we
all say thank you.
We all say thank you, and then that's it. You can continue here, too, if you'd like. And Ivan said, and I quote, I made him tell me twice. Ivan said, oh, staying here is an option? Okay. He didn't say, can I think about it? Can I see how PK's doing? Can I get back to you at the end of the day? Can I have an hour to just kind of think about things, process things? He said, oh, staying here is an option. So that's fine. I wasn't even mad after that. Was I mad after that?
No, you were just very happy to get out of that situation because you were so happy and miserable.
Because I knew that what we were doing, I was like, damn it, I will do this podcast from a basement somewhere, like your parents' house. I'll be happy. I honestly could work at Taco Bell, and this podcast will make me happy because it feeds my creative angle of let's do something creative, let's do something fun, let's podcast. That's all I want out of life. I just want to do something that's fun, If money comes with it, that's great, that'd be awesome. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll try to, pay for a room so we can set this stuff up. That's it. Okay, so at that point, I wasn't even a little irritated, but okay, whatever. I can respect the fact that you want to keep your job here. I think it's a mistake, but you do you. Well, 5 months passes, and there's a convention here in Atlanta. And it's a convention I've never went to. It's for morning shows. And I can, look, if you want to go to these conventions, you can. For me, I know my personality. If I go to these things and I hear a great idea, I want to take it, and it's not my idea, and it'll never be as good as an original idea that I messed up a couple of times and then got right. I don't want to put myself in a pool of other ideas just because I just know, I just want to create. We're in a creative industry. Let's create something. Otherwise, what are we doing? So this convention was here in Atlanta. Ivan not only went to this convention, but he made it a point to not say anything on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and made sure that nobody else that came with him tagged him in any of the photos. And that hurt. Because you know what? He could have texted me or picked up the phone and called and said, look, I'm here with a couple of crazy bitches that will fire me if I hang out with you, PK. And I would have said, Ivan, completely understand, bro. Do you, I'll see you, I'll come, we'll make a trip, or, we'll pick another weekend, we'll hang out. That's all he had to say. He didn't. And again, we go back to 99, so that will always be my boy. If he picks up the phone, we're good. But am I going to go out of my way? Nah.
Okay.
Did I leave anything out?
No, that is certainly, the story. That certainly is. And
every story has 3 different sides or whatever, but that's my side.
I know.
That's just the way that it was.
And I'm not trying to make it about me or anything, but that was the whole reason why I brought it up. I was like, well, I don't know, because I know that, he is out of a job and you guys are really close, and him and I have known each other since you and I have known each other. And my personality is I just want to make sure he's doing okay. But you're my husband, and
No, I want to know that he's doing okay too.
I know,
Honestly,
but-
it's killing me. Like, and I've thought about.
No,
I
I
almost
mean,
broke a couple times, to be honest. I almost broke a couple times
I
because
have too. Like I mean, because Ivan has been like such an important part of our lives. Like he's lived with us. He knows like all of everything. He's like your best man, not just your best man in the wedding, but like, our wedding was very intimate and only 16 people, like only 4 people stood up with us. Like he was one, he will always be. And so I'm like heartbroken because I want the best. And I'm like, it breaks my heart because I'm like, PK, like, stop being stubborn. Like, stop being stubborn. Like, this is our friend. And, just push it away. Like, make sure he's okay. You don't want anything bad to happen.
I don't think. Look, if I thought that something bad was happening to him, would I call? Absolutely. I would absolutely call.
I don't know, honey.
I would absolutely call. And it's not like I blocked his number or I'm just saying that I'm not going to go out of my way because of everything that's happened in the past. And what are you crying for?
I don't know. I just feel like you guys are so super close. And
but how many times are you willing to get stabbed?
I know. And
in the back. How many times? Like, do you not want people like Smeeze?
That is always what you say to me too. You're like, why do you always invite him? Why do you always do this? Like with so many people, like, why do you invite them? Why do you talk to them? Why do you like? They don't respond to you. They don't reach out to you first. Like, that's always gonna be who I am. And
I can appreciate somebody that I'm like, yo, bro, you want to come to my wedding? Nah, man, I'm busy. Like, I would appreciate that guy more than, like, it was just example after example after example of you going out of your way to invite him on things that didn't happen. And that also is, like, minuscule. That's nothing compared to, like, the actual problems. And even with those problems, I would still absolutely be his friend. He would have to call, though. I'm not going out of my way. And I just want people that I know will have my back. Why is that so difficult? That's what it all comes down to. I was talking to my other buddy about this too, and he was like, man, you're the most stubborn person I've ever met. I'm like, all right, maybe I'm seeing this like from like my weird messed up head or something. Maybe I am missing something out. But in essence, it comes down to, I just want people that, if my buddy calls up, if Smeeze calls up tomorrow and is like, I have no place to stay. Dude, you have a fucking place to stay right here. You will always have a place to stay. We'll get rid of the fucking set and put up a bedroom in here. We'll do the set from the kitchen or some shit. Like, I want people that will have my back. When we quit the Playhouse, it was because I wouldn't fire Dorian and Tony. You know what I'm saying? Like, the show was too expensive. If you're not going to fire these people, we're going to fire everybody. I'm like, well, fucking fire everybody. And we'll all go out as a team. I want loyal, people that are a clique, I guess.
I get that. I 100% get that.
So when the option is, do you want to go? Can I have an hour to think about it?
See, this is where I'm torn. Like, because you guys have had your thing and that's what I still, I don't know. I want to reach out so bad. I just want to check in. But yeah.
By the way, can I just say I fucking love Maddox? I got your back.
I was like, but it's
both you guys, fuck these fake bitches, get money.
I
my dude, bro.
Guys,
fucking love Maddox.
Guys.
No. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Honestly, that's what it comes down to. And I know there's a lot of that I couldn't say because of I'm telling you, they were just looking for something. So for a while we couldn't. But everything worked out for the best. Everything worked out. And whether it works out here or not, like it's such a great ride.
What do you mean? It will. It will. If not, Maddox is like,
you can go crazy and start throwing some other stuff at me.
Or you can throw the ring at me. I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah.
But
she literally goes to me. She was like, take that ring off again. I dare you, motherfucker. Take that ring again. We should go out. And then she switches too. I swear it's like Jekyll and Hyde. Take that ring off. Oh, we should go get tattoos today. We can tattoo the ring on your finger.
Exactly. I was like, tattoo that ring off your finger. Because when that comes off again, if I ever see that ring off your finger, when you're not like showering or something, but in like a fit of rage and that ring comes off, you are not getting that back.
Patrick, thank you, dude. Patrick is so awesome. He goes, Atlanta loves you guys. We love Atlanta. Atlanta's awesome. It's now the Ratchet 80s station with no host. That's from Jennifer.
Yeah, but don't worry, Jennifer. You can listen to us.
I have stories after. Oh my God, can I tell you a story?
Remember, tell Jennifer that.
One last story. One last story. Because I know people are going to be like, PK, you're just being an ass or whatever. Or what. Let me just tell you, all right? My co-host had a book that she got drunk.
All the
fuck
drama.
that. No, I'm saying it.
Oh, okay. All the dramas.
Listen to this shit. This is just like one example, and then I'll stop because there's honestly I want this cancer to be out of my life, right? But listen to this. She had a book that she would write down like any mistakes or anything somebody did wrong, and I'm not talking about like in the room on the show, but like the entire fucking building. If like the guy down the hall, if the janitor messed up or something, if the front desk lady messed up, she would write it in a book and she would give the book to the big boss because the big boss told her, well, I can't keep my eye on everybody, so can you let me know what's happening around here? So this bitch had a book where she would just snitch on people. Now, what kind of environment, like, you know, that's what I would go to work in. I would go to work into somebody that would treat the people that weren't getting paid, with just interns, just helping us out, like garbage. But like when a boss was around, oh, she's doing such a good job. Oh my God. All right, I'm done. I will no longer mention him. Well, I can't promise that, but
yeah.
All right, we're good.
Remember.
We're good.
I know.
Woo!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm good though. I'm good now.
Honeybee is asking, how'd you guys like hosting your first Jingle Ball?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh my God. Like, definitely the best station concert I've ever been to. Which is like, I kept hearing stories about Jingle Ball. And if you're not in Atlanta, you have to make it for Jingle Ball this year. You just have to. Like, we'll find a way, get you some tickets. Like, if you buy a plane ticket, I'll buy you the tickets. All right. But that was the absolute funnest.
Most fun? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, most.
Sorry, I'm correcting you. I'm sorry.
What'd you think?
This honestly was my first experience doing anything like this at all. Like the last concert that I was hosting or being a part of was back in Portland, and it was at a car show, and like the Yin Yang Twins were supposed to.
Were you the bikini girl?
I'm not the bikini girl.
There you go.
No. But oh my God, I'm just like absolutely amazed, like how everybody gets together. It felt like our wedding day. Like it's so crazy to explain because like, you know, a few years I was in the hotel industry and I did a lot of weddings, and I always told the brides, I'm like, remember this, like you have to sit down and, you know, like the wedding day is absolutely insane, but you need to sit down and have those moments where you're just like, oh, and you just like look around and you feel the moment. And then it was so weird when it came to Jingle Ball. I was telling myself, Denise, stop, look around, be by yourself, and just like look around and just feel the moment, just be in the moment, because things like this don't happen. Like ever. They don't ever happen. So I was just like, I looked at the people, I looked at the crowd, I looked at the stage, I looked at like all of our coworkers who put in so much time and hard work and effort, and I was just ecstatic.
Maddox and Dan, bro.
Yes.
We have the easy job of just talking about stuff. Like they're actually like throwing and putting the stuff on. So it was insane. And you got to meet the chain smokers?
I did. Yes, I sure did. It was my second meeting with them. And of course I had to share like the first time I met with them. I was like, hey, Drew, you know, about a year ago we met in Houston.
Right there is when he started losing interest.
What?
I'm kidding.
I was like, no, he probably was thinking it, like, geez, did I drink that much? Like, I don't remember you at all. I was like, yeah, you let me like DJ, you like put your headphones on me, and it's like, yeah. Okay, in my head, that's how the conversation went. It went more like, oh, yeah.
I'm telling you guys, it was incredible, and like, I really, honestly, I'll make you that deal. If you buy a plane ticket to come out here, I'll figure it out. You just have to let me know in advance, because when the tickets go on sale, that's the other thing that blew me away. Like when they were like, "Oh, tickets are going on sale for like $50," I'm like, $50 for like 7, 8 acts? Are you out of your mind? Like great acts? I'm like, what world am I living in? So
I have to shout out to Maddox because he was like, he goes, "I had to bring you in on that interview."
Yeah,
like,
dude.
But that was. I was like so nervous too. I'm like shaking, and then like when Maddox was doing the interview with them, I'm like standing there, and I'm standing right next to like PK's on my right, and then Rory, who does all of their videos, is on the left, and I watch.
That's
all
how you know you're psychotic.
I'm not psychotic.
No, that's how you know you're psychotic when you say what up to the video guy. She's like, "Oh my God, you're the video guy."
Have you seen the videos though? Like they're awesome.
I know, but I'm saying like at that point.
Over 1 billion views.
Oh my God. It was awesome. It was so cool.
Aw.
I'm trying to think. I had a couple other things I wanted to mention from that, but now I'm drawing a blank. Yeah. Oh, and I loved when you were on stage because you totally turned into like an NFL cheerleader. Like you have to work on that. You have to work on that.
Okay. I get really,
you get so excited.
I know. I told you like when I was in college, I tried out for like to be on not the cheer squad, but like the dance team and like dance team and everything. And I always like at the Texans games.
No, I thought you tried out for the cheerleaders and they were like you could be on the flag team.
No.
Oh.
That story is absolutely incorrect.
Oh.
It happened to be, I tried out to be on the dance squad, and I had a really bad injury halfway through, but they still saw my potential. God, now this all sounds like it's a scam. I probably was too fat.
Got that shit real wrong.
Oh, boy.
Anything else you see in there? Because we do have to go to bed here pretty soon. We got to wrap it up. There's so much other stuff. I know, there's so much from this list we have to cover.
I know.
I promise you, next week I'm gonna have some pictures and stuff too, and we'll do the second part of the Europe rundown, and just kind of I just want you to see some of these things. I want you to see the pizza shot. I want you to see the
and when we say pizza,
I have video of the Uber door after you threw up on the girl. I have some video from that. There's stuff you have to see next week. So I'll have some of that. Anything else that's absolute of the utmost importance for this week?
For this week, I do want to say how we did start a challenge. So I want to run it back real quick to Saturday into Sunday is when we were supposed to have, or Friday, I don't know, over the weekend in Atlanta, we were supposed to have this huge snowstorm, and we were going to be everyone's oh, it was Friday and Saturday, and everyone off the roads, whatever. So PK and I were super excited because we were so exhausted from the trip. So we're oh, finally a time to relax. Well, I can never relax or anything. So I'm up on my phone, which I'm too addicted to. So that needs to stop. But at 4 a.m. and Saturday, I'm looking up stuff because I am having this huge FOMO of the Houston Marathon because I've done them 5 in the past. Oh, I'm supposed to wrap up?
No, I just don't know where this is okay, so snowstorm, we're supposed to take it easy. What happened?
That's so rude that you did that. You had 20 minutes to go on about your friendship with Ivan and everything.
You yelled at me
This is a really serious story, so you
right,
shut your mouth.
All right.
So I'm on Twitter, and I find this this half marathon thing that I follow, and it's this girl. She's 12 years old, out of Miami, and she ran in December her 50th half marathon, in every single state, and I was that is awesome. At 12
That's
years
the guy
old,
we met though yesterday.
That 12 years old, you have ran in every single state a half marathon. What was I doing at 12? I probably was still playing with Barbies. So I was well, that's pretty inspirational. And I'm really missing out on doing the marathon. So I'm you know what? I'm going to get into it. So I went onto the website and I saw that Atlanta has one in March. So I'm I'm going to sign up for it. I'm going to commit. I'm going to spend the money and I'm going to sign up for it. I haven't trained a lot because I had my surgery. And then I was thinking why haven't I, blah, 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 all in my head because I'm crazy. And so this leads me into, 6 months ago, I did have my emergency appendectomy. And after my appendectomy, they found out that I had a carcinoid tumor. So yes, I did have cancer. They removed it. And today was my 6-month checkup. And they told PK and I that, they've checked the test and everything, and that everything is clear, and I have no more carcinoid tumors or any of that in my body. So I was that's fucking awesome, And I know, and it's all emotional because I'm in my head, I can't train. Every time I try to train, I would go too hard because I'm man, just a few months ago, I used to do 8 miles. And I'm now I can't do 1. And it was hard. So I just had to put everything you've had a lot. Damn it, you've had a lot of stuff going on the past year. So I signed up and I was really proud. And I don't know if I could finish it by jogging.
Absolutely, you can. Absolutely.
As quick as I have. But I'm just to put it down and say I'm committed. I dedicated. I talked about it. I'm trying to do a little tiny blog. You know what I can do, but I'm just damn it, I'm gonna do it, even if I have to walk the whole thing. You're not gonna. I know you. You're gonna end up doing it at a faster time than before. No. You're gonna end up doing it. No.
And can I just say, your doctor that we saw today, that guy is amazing. Yeah. Because it's so hard for some doctors to connect and to have an honest, normal conversation with people in normal language. I don't know why. Maybe because some of the doctors, they're beyond me when it comes to intelligence. So it's difficult to find a guy that can actually communicate it in normal words. And the doctor that we saw today is just incredible. Man, is he awesome.
He in our very first meeting with him, PK, I don't know if you remember when he, I'd expressed what the C word meant, not the bad one. Cancer. Right. Cancer is even worse. But he was my job, unfortunately, is to deliver a lot of bad news two people. And so when he saw on our phones that we hold up, Live a Great Story, he's like, what does that mean? Explain to me what that means. And we did. And then that's when he like told us all about everything. Like he finds his own ways to connect, because I feel like in these situations, like it's super scary. Going back real quick, we were sitting in the waiting room. And
oh my God, I felt so bad.
I got so emotional, and I don't know what I can do or how I can help. But there is this gentleman, because like the office, that's where you go and you get your chemo, like your therapy. This guy by himself, and they're like, Mr. blank blank, it's time. And he just, he couldn't barely get up. And she's like, I know. And like holding his, I know this is really hard for you.
She was amazing. I did want to say
the
the nurse.
This is really hard for you. And I just, because he had like, everybody else at least had somebody. I don't know who their somebody was. This guy had nobody. I'm like, God, I don't know who the person is, but no one should go through this kind of stuff alone,
Yeah.
I just broke my heart.
That was the nurse. I thought was amazing because she just went out of her way.
Yeah.
With him as well. So I thought that, yeah.
Yeah. So
you're fine.
Either way,
You're
I
good.
am fine.
You're gonna finish before I do. I'll roll to the finish line.
I was gonna say, you're gonna sign up.
I told you I was gonna do it. Have I not been running with you? Look, can I just say something?
You've never said that to me, that you were
Let me
gonna
just
sign
say
up.
something. Let me just say something. The last couple of days we went out there and running. It's the new year. I got a new me, 2017. I'm bringing sexy back. Keep your comments to yourself. But you like lapped me yesterday. You lapped me.
No.
So you are back. I just want you to, and I'm saying this with love.
Yeah.
Take it easy, because I don't want you to because I know how hard you push yourself when it comes to stuff like this, and then you'll sprain something, or just take it easy. Have like a slow kind of start to it,
Yes.
Just we have a little bit of time. Quit lapping me is what I'm saying. She came up from behind me. How you doing, huh? Not even out of breath. As I'm like, oh God, I am dying. But no, you're back, and you're amazing, and I'm glad that they were able to find it. By accident, they were able to find it. It's how sometimes these things work, and damn it, that's why we live a great story.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. It was a pretty emotional day.
Yeah. It's been like, it's been a crazy little while. Yeah.
But things are good.
Things are great.
And we're back.
Things are absolutely, yes.
All right. One more thing I did want to mention on a serious note. Is it Urel?
Urel. Yes.
Urel. We had a message.
So I had a message from Urel and Noe. They have a shared Facebook account, and
I don't know if I want to put all their business out there.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not, because I honestly don't know all the details, with the exception of her husband wrote to us and said, that she talks about the podcast, very involved, makes her laugh, smile, and Urel, she's always in the chat, and if she's not live, she always watches it later. Always on Twitter. So something happened, and she is in the hospital in Houston at Memorial. And
I don't want to say too much from her situation.
No.
I was just gonna say, Urel, if you're out there,
and he just wanted to let us know that she saw all of our posts. She can't speak, but she saw all of our posts and says thank you to everybody who has taken the time out of their day to think of her, thoughts, prayers. She will get better. But we're thinking of you. We're thinking of you daily. So I mean, somebody who's always been joining us. We absolutely appreciate everybody that joins us, live on Wednesdays in our chat or podcast us. So we call each other a dysfunctional family, and no matter what happens, everybody's in different cities, but everybody somehow always comes together. And that's what's the most important part of this to me, is that even though all those from Portland to Eugene to Houston to Missouri, St. Louis, we have
Oh, hell
here.
no, I'm not doing Missouri. Nope.
No.
Blocked.
We have, stop it. But
I didn't want to say, though, St. Tat, I saw you earlier. Yes, we already know that the Chainsmokers are going to be at the rodeo. And please believe we're looking at plane tickets.
Yeah, they're
also looking at plane tickets, because she's trying to get me to come out for Super Bowl. I'm like, we're not going to get tickets.
No.
We're not going to be able to get to any clubs.
Here's the thing.
So what do you want to do? Just go hang out in Washington? I mean, we could do that.
So, tickets for Super Bowl are over $4,000, but Chloe, who also joins us on a regular basis, Chloe is working. Like, she's working the event and everything. And I just know that there's so many like things that are going on with the Super Bowl leading up to it. I think that it would be awesome to all like somehow be there just in the midst of everything, because there's so much great stuff. And
yeah,
I don't know. It'd be exciting.
My God. And before I forget, too, and then we got to get out of here for real because we got a really early morning tomorrow, like 3 a.m. It takes me like an hour to get ready. Megs, thank you so much for the care package back in December. I was sick during our Stuff a Bus promotion. That sickness stayed with me the entire trip in Europe. Like, I would go in and out of Dayquil like pretty much every other day. But I just remember like food poisoning, felt so weak. Still on work, like we'd talk on the radio and then I'd sleep on the floor, and your care package was awesome. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. And for everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We do have to, anything else? Do you want to do a final roll call?
Yes.
And then we'll jump out of here? Go ahead.
Let's do it. And why do we do a roll call?
Because the people must be heard.
Yes. So we have Brandon, Dario, Damien, Sarah, Albert, Baby J. We have Schulz, Loki Lenz, Alyssa, Honeybee, Natalie, Maddox, Jennifer, The Transporter, Saints Tat John, Sherelle, E.M. Gomez, Ken, Alan, Patrick, Raymond, Trisha, and don't forget about our 4 lurkers.
Lurking. My boys, they be lurking. My boys, they be lurking. My boys, they be lurking.
I got moves now, huh? Baby, we lurking. I feel like I got some moves now.
Yeah, look at that. And,
All
you're,
right.
and you're a fabulous pizza shirt.
By the end of this year, this is going to be 2 sizes too big.
Yeah, fit fools.
Because I'm going to take that healthy eating and I'm going to...
Throw it down your throat. All right.
So I'm going to do...
Let's do it.
All right? I'm no longer eating pizza. I'm eating...
Oh, I love eating. Hey.
All right. Seriously, thank you guys so much for joining us. We'd hang out for like another hour, but honestly, we do. It's just going to be an early morning.
We got to get up and it doesn't matter.
My name is PK. If you're in Atlanta, listen to us. If you're not, get the app, iHeartRadio app, and listen to us right there. That is Denise.
Hey. Mwah.
And you
Love
guys
y'all.
are a
Mwah.
dysfunctional family. Thank you so much. Have an awesome week.
It's the PK and DK Show. Catch us live weekdays at 5 Pacific, 7 Central, or at pkanddk.com. With replays, podcasts, vlogs, and more.
I actually leave, and I'm not gonna say it again. Bye, 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 bye,
Stop
bye.
I'm on the street.
I'm telling you, goodbye.
Miss, we're on a...
Goodbye.